What it do, what it do? Welcome back to WIT DAT BEIN SAID show, a hip hop show where you get points for your hot takes. I am Bougie Brother Sean, your host. Before y'all do anything, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and like the video. I have some good peoples on the panel today. I got the big homie, Andre 4K _ Chris Dog, and Press Play Jones. Without further ado, let's get this traffic. First question, we are talking about Roddy Ricch. Now, if you ain't heard, the new hit single, The Box from Roddy Ricch, that's been #1 for the past 5 weeks. He's also debuted his album 3 straight, well not 3 straight, but 3 inconsistent weeks. Now, no one has actually did that since 50 Cent's debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying. My question is to you, Press Play Jones, first and foremost, is Roddy Ricch the type of artist that we're gonna see on the Billboard throughout his career?
You know, I can't lie. Roddy Ricch is my favorite artist out right now. His whole body of work is hard. Like, I love his voice. I love his lyrics. I love everything. He's like, that's my favorite artist, right? So, yes. Okay. What about you, 4K? Where do you see Roddy Ricch throughout his career, man? Do you see him with another hit coming sometime soon, or throughout his career, for real though?
Roddy Ricch has the ability. I'm telling you, he's like the new hook man. He's like the new person that if he's on it, it's going to be a hit record. He can drop a hit record tomorrow, next week, the week after that. He is consistent with what he does. And when he teams up with Mustard, what he does on the production, anything can happen. You put him with anybody, it's going to be a hit record. So Roddy Ricch right now, rocket. He's to the top right now. You just see him right now on the cover of magazines. He got Leo Cohen with him. He's just, he got the machine behind him. He got people working for him. And he got an original sound that's his, that nobody can mimic and nobody can play with. So Roddy Ricch out of here.
Okay. What about you, Chris Dog? How you feeling about Roddy Ricch, man? And do you think he got a good career ahead of him?
Roddy Ricch hit the Mega Million with this track, The Box. He did his thing. It's an excellent song. It's running through every radio station to the point now where I can't even. I don't want to listen to it, but I gotta listen to it. And it's a great song. But I'm a realist at the end of the day, and I need to see a little more longevity before I say that he's just gonna be a Billboard guy. When we talk about guys who just hit the Billboards year after year after year after year, it takes a little bit more than 1 or 2 hit tracks. So we'll see, because artists these days are quick to die out. So right now I'm putting him in a holding spot right there next to DaBaby. We shall see.
Okay. For me, I think that #1, the word that hit the mark was DJ Mustard. DJ Mustard had us cut with Roddy Ricch earlier off of the DJ Mustard tape. That was a hit. Not only that, he turned around and had another hit with Nipsey. So this was actually Roddy Ricch's 3rd hit. You definitely get the point for that, 4K, because you spoke that DJ Mustard and anything that he puts with DJ Mustard makes it happen. You definitely get the credit for that. I don't know what it is with Mustard. I had dirty feelings about him, but now that Roddy Ricch is with him, I'm feeling a different way about him. So kudos to you, 4K. Next question, we're going into PopSmoke. Now, if you haven't heard this artist by the name of PopSmoke, he's one of the young, new New York artists. He just dropped his debut album, Meet the Woo 2. Now, my question is to you, Chris Dog. After listening to Meet the Woo 2 from PopSmoke, do you think he's going to be the new New York face, and do you think he has the sound to make that New York wave new big again on the scene again?
Not at all. He's a decent artist, but I hope y'all watch WIT DAT BEIN SAID, because we refer back to other questions, and one of the questions that I want to refer back to is when we talked about Lil Wayne not listening to other artists and things of that sort. But when you listen to his album, you can tell that he listens to everybody, because you get a feel of everybody on every one of his tracks. Not to mention the album was loaded with guest appearances. I'm not even sure if it was his album. Back in the day, you didn't let nobody on your album who was going to rip you to shreds or do better than you, and for some reason he let everybody on his album, and it was either right there with him, or maybe he was a little better, or maybe he was a little worse. He had a track on there with the Migos, and he didn't win. He lost that battle. His sound is fun. I'm sure it's gonna get a little buzz, but as far as taking over the NY, that's asinine.
Okay. What about you, 4K? How are you feeling about PopSmoke as an artist, and do you feel like he's strong enough and he has the artistry to actually put New York on his back?
There's no way he can hold the weight of New York rap on his back. He is definitely, to me, it was garbage. It was not a good album. As far as New York sound, boom, 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 boom. Yo, Griselda is the New York sound. So if he's not giving Griselda energy, I don't want to hear it. To me, he is the New York equivalent of I-20.
Ooh, New York equivalent of I-20. That's deep. That's real deep. What about you, Press Play Jones? How you feeling about PopSmoke, man? Do you like that?
PopSmoke's album is subpar. It's cool. Like my competitor Chris Dogg said, the features are killing him. Like, and he kind of puts me in the mindset of Lloyd Banks, but with a raspier voice. So I kind of think he's just gonna, ride his little wave. But I don't see him carrying New York on his back, even though ATL.
Okay. Well, I personally love the PopSmoke album. I thought it was very fun. Chris Dogg, to your point. Actually, I am going to give the point to Chris Dogg because you made some good points. Even though you didn't like the album, I think the album is solid. And I think he does have a window to at least represent New York in a good way with this new sound. To me personally, he sounds like a new generation X without the lyrics, without the lyricism, of course. I'm not comparing him to DMX at all. I'm saying in this new generation, that sound that he brings is very similar to the DMX sound that we had in our generation. But Chris Dogg, you definitely get that point. And on to the next question. Now we're going to get into JICEWRLD. Now just recently, of course, if you haven't heard, Eminem dropped his album, Music to Be Murdered By, and he dedicated that to JICEWRLD. And also another article, it was told that JICEWRLD has over thousands of unreleased songs. My question is to you, 4K. How many potential JICEWRLD albums are we liable to hear from these quote-unquote thousands of songs that he has?
It's gonna come down to who owns the records, man. Like, so who's in possession of these records, and does his estate, his mom, who's gonna release these records, and who's gonna get the royalties and the money from these records. So it's gonna come down to the people in his camp and what he kind of had left in place in his paperwork and the legal side of things. So we gonna see. Hopefully we get the music. I mean, he was definitely one of the most talented young artists that really had talent far beyond himself, man. That could really create really good, dope music. So I want to hear the records. I want to hear the music, but at the same time, it's gonna come down to the legal side of it. Is hey, will they release them? Can they release them?
Good point. Chris Dogg, what about you, man? Do we see, man, any, if at all, any JICEWRLD albums coming out within the next 2-3 years?
I'm not sure if we'll get an album. Maybe we'll see some album. I'm not sure, but I'll be okay with him continuing to pop his head in on relevant artist albums just to, show respect and love. It's kind of in the sense of how, I want to say his name right, XXXTentacion, whatever. Right. He kind of doing the same thing in his passing. I think that'll be a better look more than anything. I'm not necessarily looking for an album from him, but I do like his feel when it comes to digging in on other people's tracks, the kind of dark feel that, may have been the reason why his demise was so soon. But I like his music. I'm not sure I'm here for an album, but I like to keep on hearing them around in the music industry.
Okay. What about you, Press Play Jones? Do you see a JICEWRLD album coming out of these 2,000 unreleased songs?
I definitely know that there is some music that's going to come out. His fan base was huge. In an article that I read, his family said they're gonna keep his legacy alive. So between them and his label, as long as the family is pushing it, we definitely gonna hear some music. And as far as his unreleased songs, 2,000, I think you said, of course, probably not even half of those songs are really good songs that he's gonna put out, but it's the label's capitalized on death, and it's probably going to be an album put out just to get the money.
You're absolutely right. And to your point, Jones, because the record label knows that there's over 2,000 unreleased songs, the record label is going to they can't wait for the family to approve it. They can't wait to get the family to talk to the producer so they can approve these songs and this album. With the generation now and all the songs that he has, the family's gonna be making money for a while. So kudos to Press Play for that. We're all tied up again. We're gonna go on a quick break and we'll be back with Good Look, Bad Look, or No Look.
The Coils by Nature Beard Kit will keep your beard healthy and looking refreshed. First, you want to get your beard nice and clean with the Beard Face Cleanser and Shaving Foam. Next, you're going to want to lock in all that moisturized goodness with the beard butter. You're going to put some of this in your fingers and just rub it into your beard right on top of that moisturizer just to make sure you stay fresh and feel fresh all day. And lastly, you want to give that shine and sheen with the beard oil so your beard can be as fresh and as amazing as you are.
All right, and we are back, and y'all back tuned in to With That Being Said. Let's get into Good Look, Bad Look, No Look. Now, just recently, if you haven't heard, there is a remix of Life is Good is out. And Drake's not on it. Instead of Drake, we got Future, Lil Baby, and DaBaby. So my question is to you, Chris Dawg, Good Look, Bad Look, No Look, Life is Good remix. What you think about it, man?
Yeah, it's a good look. It's a good look. You got Future's on it, but really we talking about DaBaby and Lil Baby, and everything they've been on together has been hit and go. They got the Midas touch right now. They need to keep it rolling. Lil Baby coming with the lyrics and DaBaby coming with the energy. I'm here for it. I'm all the way here for it. With Lil Baby leading it up, lyrically.
Okay. 4K, what you thinking about this Life is Good remix, man?
Amazing look. This is the record. Like, you already had two of the hottest rappers in the game on it. Then you had two of the youngest, hottest rappers in the game on it. Now you made a song that was already bigger. How could you even do it? They figured it out. This is the formula. This is how you create, a timeless record that's going to always be able to play. This is something you can hit play on anytime and people going to go. It's going to go. It's a great record. This is going to be #1 before you know it.
Okay, I like that. What about you, Press Play Jones? Good Look, Bad Look, No Look, Life is Good remix.
This record is crazy. Like, this is definitely a good look with Future, Lil Baby, DaBaby. I mean, it's baby season. I might change my name to Press Play Jones _DaBaby. Who knows? But as far as with the Lil Baby and DaBaby, they keep making records together. We always want to see who's hotter, who has a better verse. And right now, Lil Baby had the better verse out of those two on this record. But the whole record is hard. I love it.
Yeah, I definitely give kudos to everybody. You are absolutely right. I was not expecting Drake not to be on there, first and foremost. And then I was not expecting Future to come with a whole different verse on the side that Drake was on, But with that being said, I'm going to have to give this to 4K. You are right. They have the formula. This is the formula. This is a timeless song. They just created it to be a timeless song. And I don't know where the cap is with this, man. There's no ceiling when it comes to Drake putting out something with Future, man. They have the blueprint. All right, on to the next one. We're gonna still get back into and talking about Lil Baby. Now, just recently, Lil Baby has announced that he will be putting out his second studio album, which is called My Turn. And if you didn't know, he's been heavy on the singles. He was just recently on the I Do It Lil Wayne feature with Big Sean. And then he has his 2 singles, Whoa and Something to Prove. My question is, with him going so heavy earlier in the year, Press Play Jones, will we get to see or get to hear another maybe collaboration project or maybe just another project before the end of the year from Lil Baby?
Definitely, yeah. You definitely got to hear another collaboration. It makes sense. Like, he might as well just keep riding that wave because he's doing something right and people are loving it.
Okay, all right. 4K. Do you feel like Lil Baby is going to drop another project even though he hasn't released My Turn yet? Do you feel like there's another project coming after that before the end of the year?
It's ATL season, man. Like, this is what we do. So here we got the hottest artist in the streets of Atlanta right now. He can do what he wants to. He can move how he wants to as far as when him dropping his album. I mean, it's going to come. I think he might get us a couple of mixtapes, or we might get a couple of more singles beforehand, just to kind of warm the streets up, and then boom. You know, right now, Quality Control knows what they're doing with an artist like him, and they know what works in Atlanta, and they know that they've done tours off singles alone, like Drip Too Hard to where we are now. He's grown as an artist. I'm looking forward to whatever he's putting out, man. Everything he touches gold.
So is he gonna drop something else?
He gonna drop, I believe he gonna drop something either in the time between that album or even after that album. I think we get 2 projects from him this year.
Okay.
This is year.
What about you, Chris Dog? How you feeling about Lil Baby, and do you think he's preparing for another project, even though he hasn't dropped My Turn yet?
Yeah, he's preparing. This been in the work since last year. He's on grind mode. He allowed certain artists, not going to mention them, to go ahead and thrive in that 19 year, and 20 going to be the year where he hits hard and keeps Atlanta where it deserves to be, right there at the top when it comes to hip hop. You know, like I said, you don't talk shit, he do it. Like the track with Eminem and Big Sean, that's one of the best tracks on the album. Again,
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, excuse me. That's one of the best tracks on the entire album, which should be a radio hit. Wait till it hits. I mean, I don't want to get off base with that one, but Lil Baby is definitely going to do his thing this year. He got an album coming. He going to collab. He talented. It's going to be a good year for him.
Yeah, I definitely going to have to give a point to everybody, because I totally agree he's going to have a real heavy year. But the difference for me is I definitely believe that Quality Control did a double album for him 2 years ago, and they realized that they was losing money because they overflooded and saturated the game with another album. So I do feel like they are going to drop a collaboration and not necessarily a project, because they don't want to they want to make sure they get all their money, and they want to make sure they milk My Turn for every dime and every penny that it's worth. But kudos to everybody. Yes, Lil Baby is prepared for something real special this year. All right, next question. We are gonna go back, and we're still talking about Lil Baby, but not just Lil Baby. We're talking about DaBaby. Now, Flip De Niro drops the "Ooh, Watch How I Move" music video with Lil Baby, which was very fire. Not to mention, DaBaby dropped a new song called "Shut Up." Yeah, both of them pretty much at the same time. Now, my question is to you, with us knowing that these guys are ready to blow 2020 out of the water, which artist is going to have a better year? Press Play Jones.
That's hard. That's hard to choose between, because Lil Baby is doing his thing and DaBaby's doing his thing. I really think it might be a toss-up. I cannot choose between the two, because it's 2 kind of different styles of rap. But if I had to choose, I might have to choose DaBaby, because he go hard with press. Like, he's everywhere. Every time I turn on YouTube, any channel, he is there. So he puts in work. Now, Lil Baby, he's fire, but he kind of needs QC to push him. So DaBaby got that hustle mentality.
Okay, all right. Chris Dog, who is going to have a better year based on everything's going on and last year?
Right, yeah. Based on everything that's going on with the music that's been dropped, the bar's been set fairly high in 2020, to say the least. And the one that I feel is primed to take that by the bull by the horns is going to be Lil Baby. DaBaby is good, but if he knows what's best for him, now he's going to keep on going. Let's be honest. He's not going to say, got to ride this wave, but he's going to burn out. He's going to burn out. He's one of those artists, unfortunately. But, you know, the women love him. How many women love 5'3" guys running around yelling, you know? He got that vibe going for him. But Lil Baby is the better artist, and this year will be his.
Okay. 4K.
Well, we got Kirk last year, so this is Lil Baby's year to do it. I mean, yes, will DaBaby stay relevant through features? Of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you just keep your name bubbling. But, you know, he's still riding off that Kirk wave and still milking Kirk for what it is. This is Lil Baby's opportunity to blow up. I think they might have, just the way they actually collab, I think they probably talked about it. Hey, you release, because we don't want too many babies in the market at the same time as far as albums, and why compete against each other like that. They work so well together, so we might as well go ahead. Hey, you take 19, I'm taking 20, and then we just ride into the sunset together, and we see how it works out in 21.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to give this to Chris Dog because DaBaby, you're absolutely right. I believe DaBaby is kind of, I'm not gonna say on his last wind, but the Shut Up song was not as good as you would expect him to do or expect him to put out for the beginning of the year. He should have something a little more heavy than that. He is going to be future heavy this year. That's pretty much the best thing. If he drops an album this year, that's going to be scary, man. Very borderline. To your point, he is riding off of Kirk, and if he continues to ride off of Kirk and let that ride out, he doesn't need to drop an album this year, and he can just continue with the features. But Lil Baby is in front, and he is going to be, this is going to be his year. QC prepared for 2020 for DaBaby, for Lil Baby to have a great 2020. That's why he took off 19. So with that being said, yes, that is question number 6. We're going to go into the last question, but let's go on a quick break before we finish up the show.
Real love got me hooked, your body's calling me. I can feel it in the air, I know you're proud of me. We locked in, baby girl, you hit the lottery. All we got is trust, don't you ever lie to me. Make it last forever, baby, come and ride with me. Vegas for a day, LA ocean spray. Steak at Gwen, Cali Bud in the wind. Got me caught up in the moment. Yeah, this is all I ever wanted. So hold me down like
All right, we are back and we are here with the final question. And yes, you heard it. We are back talking about DaBaby and Lil Baby once again. But this one sounds similar, but it's a little bit different. Now, as we know, DaBaby and Lil Baby are gonna have 2 great years. But what I really wanna know, and my question is to you, 4K, overall, body of work, artist, everything, who is a better artist between DaBaby and Lil Baby?
So, kind of taking something from last round. DaBaby, he has one flow. He gets redundant. You're gonna get tired of hearing him rap. Lil Baby, I tell you this is it. I be walking on beats. Are you hearing me? Like, yo, the way he can skate on tracks, the way Lil Baby can give you range, he's the complete package, man. From giving you hooks, from giving you melodies, from giving you harmonies, and then giving you the lyrics to go with it. He's an artist that he even says he has something to prove. He's an artist that has a chip on his shoulder that says, hey, I want to be here when I'm 40 still making music. His biggest fear is being a has-been. So this is somebody who wants to be here. As far as DaBaby, another round, Press Play Jones said that, DaBaby has this hustle mentality. The reason he has this hustle mentality is because he know this shit gonna end pretty damn soon.
Okay, all right. Press Play Jones. When DaBaby and Lil Baby turn 40, who will be a better artist at 40?
At 40.
Going into their career, who will finish off as a better artist?
I have to be honest, it's definitely going to be Lil Baby. Only because the character rapping that I do enjoy from DaBaby will probably eventually get played out, but it's fun. It's in this generation, they loving it. So, but the better MC is definitely Lil Baby. The way his lyrical flow, his lyrics, everything is just, he's more talented, yes. But DaBaby still is a dope artist. Like, he's a dope performer, so I can't take that away from him. But to answer your question, yes, it is Lil Baby. It's a better MC.
Okay. Chris Dog, who do you feel like is a better MC artist and will have a better career in the rap game?
So no shade to the 4K or Press Play, but I don't want to sit here and act like it's a landslide. By no means. Lil Baby and DaBaby are running neck and neck, and it's really close. At the moment that we're at right now, DaBaby is in the lead because of the head start he took in 2019. But overall discography, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, Lil Baby's skill set and his delivery is going to be the one that's going to stand the test of time. But like I said, this is not a blowout by any means. DaBaby is here and he got something to say, and he's not just somebody just like cartoon character. He actually talking about something on a lot of his albums. It's just the thing that he yells all the time, it appeals to the young people. So he's he's gonna sell. He's gonna keep on rocking. But Lil Baby is gonna be the one who ends up a better career, in my opinion.
Yep, all of you all guys are absolutely right, but this one actually goes to 4K. He said it, man. Lil Baby is the next hot thing. He is the man. There's no way you can stop his grind. He has QC behind him. They are grooming him to be the best artist coming out of Atlanta. He has the whole package. He is the bundle. And if you put him with Taylor Swift, he's gonna make a hit. You put him with Justin Timberlake, he's gonna make a hit. You put him with Justin Bieber, he's gonna make a hit. And they're all going #1. DaBaby, he might because of the wave that he's on, but as far as artistry, he might just miss that mark. But with that also being said, 4K turned up, blew him out this one. This was really close actually, but go ahead and get your 2 cents, get your time to shine in 4K.
Yo, man, just want to thank everybody for letting me be here, man. Subscribe, follow me, Andre4K_.
Yes, sir. You heard it here. And make sure y'all tune in next week, man. We gonna be coming for the rest of this year, man. See y'all next week.